Hit the camera, didn't I?
So, he's never played here before.
Oh, okay.
What's the strategy?
Accuracy is much more important than distance here. You're going to be hitting off a lot of elevation today, guys. Sometimes 100, 120 feet above the fairway.
Wow.
So you make a little mistake and it can turn into a real big one.
You got that?
Yeah,
I got turn little mistakes into a big one.
So accuracy.
I learned that quickly here.
There's no real surprises. You can see just about everything out in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You may not like some of the stuff you see in front of you, but that's the way golf courses are.
That's it.
You better believe we're going to be trying for that drivable par 4. What is it, 7? Number 6?
6. 6 is a very short par 4.
Yeah.
You guys look like you can reach it. So.
Okay.
We'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Have a wonderful day, folks.
Thank you, thank you. All right, guys, today we are at Patriot Hills Golf Course right here in New York, a course that I have played quite a few times, probably a dozen at least. Frank, you have never played here.
Dude, I'm just standing here in awe looking at this.
Right, and this is what he's looking at. So the key word today is what, Frank?
Elevation.
Elevation.
I was like, listen, you got to get your numbers right today.
Yes, so it's all about getting the ball in the fairway, which means less drivers, more shorter clubs, being more conservative, putting the ball in the fairway, because if you're in the fairway here, you can score. It's a scoreable course, but it looks like we've got a great day.
Oh, perfect day. I mean, can you imagine this? Almost 90 degrees today in October. We couldn't have got luckier.
Yeah.
Get all those fall colors coming in. And yeah, I've been trying to play this course, believe it or not, since 2012.
He's
We've been
right.
talking about this.
We always talk about
on and
coming
off
here.
every season, there was a reason we couldn't get out here. It just didn't line up. So today has been a long time coming.
Long time coming for this guy. I'm excited for him to try this course. I'm always talking about it with him. But anyway, if you're in the area, come down, check out Patriot Hills. It's like 25, 30 minutes outside of Manhattan. Prices are like $60 during the week for a round. You can even get lunch sometimes, as you heard. So all great stuff here. And Frank, let's kick it off. Let's go.
Oh, Mike's first of the day.
About 20 more of those. Well, it's gonna work out. Oh! This is one of those ones I come up to and I debate whether laying up for 150 yards. It's as I'm moving closer to this tee box, we're at 285 middle, 265 front up the hill. So it's probably gonna be like a 285 to the front. Pin looks like it's in the front. Smart play here, Frank, for someone who's never played here before. You wanna hit the ball about 175 yards in the middle of that fairway, because you're gonna have a 52-degree wedge for you in.
Yeah, well, I see if you go out there, there's all bunkers.
Bunkers are right in a spot where most of the time people end up in. They try to play that fade, that cut.
If you come up short, you're in those bunkers.
Right. Now the bunkers, that's a good question. Bunkers are 190.
To them.
175 shot, 180 shot.
Uphill, so really
200 shot.
possible to end up in there with a driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might stick with the conservative play. I'm gonna try to use that theme today, like what the starter said. We're gonna go for it because my thought is you're up there on the top. Even if you miss, I'm greenside chipping. I like that. I don't really like my chances with the one.
You don't need to justify. Everyone knew you were going driver. We didn't know. No one believed you, Mike. So I don't blame Mike for trying to bomb it there. It's always fun, but I have been committed to trying to play a little bit more conservatively and just focus on a little bit better scores. So I stuck with the 5-iron there, which was a good play. It left me about 110 out, but the elevation I'm still getting a bit used to. So even though it was 110, I hit my like 120 club, and I think I'm a little bit long, but still better to be there, happy with it, because the driver's too much of a wild card risk versus return on this hole, in my opinion anyway. All right, and that is exactly what I mean. Played that hole, stuck to the game plan. As tempting as it was to pull out the driver there and go for it, hit 5-iron, 48 degree. Now granted, that was a long putt. My make percentage isn't huge from there, but I have been putting better since our lesson with Spreck. Really felt good to drop that birdie, go 1 under through 2.
But to be fair, your make percentage from that distance has gone up. It has improved
It
to
has.
negative 148%.
Right.
You're getting
So like negative 800%, which I'll take. It's a slow little bit of progress, Mike. All right, so you guys have heard us talk about it on the podcast often about this idea of like pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, challenging yourself, and what that can do for your golf game. And recently, we played some tremendously hard courses. Hudson National was very difficult, very long. Sagamore, lightning fast greens. So coming from there to here, playing the blues, a little bit more of an appropriate tee length for us. You saw us play at Pound Ridge, we played the blacks. It does give you perspective. The challenge makes it where you're able to take on the courses that are a little bit more appropriate to your skill level a little bit better. So I think while it's good to play, to the right tee boxes, the right skill level courses, every once in a while push yourself. Play something difficult, more difficult than maybe you can handle, and it will challenge your game, and you will inevitably learn from it. It might be a long day, it might be a challenging day, but you will learn from it, and then rounds like this, you're able to take what you've learned and score a little bit better.
This is one of the, actually I'd say the first real true test par 4s here. So you saw they kicked us off with a couple of easy ones in the beginning. Easy, they were shorter, downhill, a lot of elevation, so you can hit shorter clubs off the tee. This is all of about 430 yards, straight shot. But like I said, you gotta be accurate here as well, because if you miss right here, you're in trouble hard, and left, of course, is all OB. So I don't like this hole particularly.
Tell you what, fall golf has its challenges, like finding golf balls with all these leaves, but is there anything more beautiful than fall golf, man?
No.
Especially here in the Northeast.
It's my favorite time of the year to play.
And when you get a day like this, when it's beautiful, but it's still warm. It was like 90 degrees today. Yeah.
Summer day.
Lucky day. All right, 6th hole, par 4, super short, super tempting. It is only gonna be, from our tee boxes right there, it's probably gonna be about a 280 shot to this green, but it's dangerous, there's a lot of bunkers. He slam dunked it.
Right,
oh, they got us at the tips for this hole.
They moved us back. First time I've ever seen the blues move back to the tips. But it only lengthens it back to 154 middle, 169 back. So normally where it's a 48 or so, I was probably back to a 9 or 8 iron here. I see that pin tucked nice over there.
Look at that view too, beyond the green,
all that
to the
red
mountain.
foliage starting to come in. It's beautiful. Best time of the year.
You know, Mike just made a good point. You think with course designers, they're used to you looking at these holes from the tee box forward. A lot of people don't take a look back, but some of these holes you have to look back to get really the scale of the elevation change. Look at this one. So kind of cool, just right over these trees, you can see the Hudson. On the other side, you can see Entergy, the nuclear plant, which tells me just on the other side is Hudson National, because when we were playing Hudson National, we were looking down this way at Entergy and the river. So interesting, and that's why we see a lot of the same type of topography, you know, my favorite word, right? To Hudson National, because we're just talking about just the other side of the river.
All right, classic risk reward. Like I said, I hate this hole so much. I want to beat it. I want to beat it up bad. So I'm only 212 to the middle of the green. The pin's up front, actually only 195. This is way too much club. I feel like we're into the wind a little bit, right?
A little bit left to right.
You know what? I'd rather be a little long here. It's 230 to the back of the pin. I'm gonna try to cut in a slice little baby high fade 3-wood.
Oh boy.
Should I say that again? There we go. There we go.
The green is right around these trees to the right. Oh, it's fading, nice.
Oh, perfect. All right, it just jumped in the green side bunker. Take it.
All right, that was the closest we've ever come to trashing a camera. Look at this thing. Somehow we had it resting on the lip. I didn't quite get it up over the lip. Somehow it went under the camera. Under
Can't believe you
the camera. Can you believe that?
You were so close.
That was almost a big, expensive mistake.
Yeah, but it looks pretty epic.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I was just telling Frank, so one time I get up to a wide open fairway and I know it's wide open. I give it the old chiropractor specials when I call it, because I swing my entire back out just like I did. But when I catch it, I do catch it good. As you can see right here, my stats of this hole. Check out the drive. Pretty epic. It's a big one. It's a boom ball. Now, the most important part, converting 93 yards to the middle of that green. All right, 60-degree wedge. Let's go.
All right, 2 holes to play, and it is now a race against the clock. We got some thunderstorms rolling in here, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get the last 2 in? I think we can do it. A little speed golf. One of the guys was actually telling us they shot an episode of, I think the show was called like Ghost Hunters or something here, where they actually went into these buildings. But it's kind of wild because the course like weaves its way around these old buildings that, I mean, they're stone. They'll probably stand there forever.
So I had to pull this up because it's just too interesting. It was here that children were used to test the polio vaccine, the first human trials in the world. All right, and then brain specimens were harvested from deceased residents and stored in jars of formaldehyde here on display in the hospital lab. A horrific practice has become a favorite anecdote of ghost hunters and adolescent explorers. Many of the people who died here were buried in Potter's Field with no names identified. I think Potter's Field is where we lost a bunch of balls today. But hey, to those that shall not be forgotten is the last line. I just looked it up real quick. Real interesting.
Wow. glad that I finally got the opportunity to play this. I see why you've been raving about it for so long.
Yep, it is a great course.
Terrific course. I would almost consider it in look and feel like almost a sister course to playing Hudson National right across the river. Just the way that the holes were structured and the way that
kind of winds through like a canyon.
Exactly. Not a course you're going to want to walk. Obviously take a cart if you do it, because there are some long drives up the mountain, some of these, but it pays off. When you get to the top of the mountain, the views are excellent. So I think challenge, views, whatever. What more do you want?
It basically have it all for a muni, and the town does own this course. And like you said, I think they force you to take a cart here, but still, $65 during the week with a cart to play this course. It jumps up to like 90 on the weekends, but that's still better than most of those courses.
It beats a $100,000 fee to get into Hudson National.
That's for sure.
But excellent course. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks as always, guys, for watching along. And Mike, I appreciate you giving me the heads up about this course. This one's the one, man.
Yeah, the way he played the front nine, I'm sure he'll be back.
I gotta redo that back nine at some point. All right, guys. Mike, what exactly does the clubhouse look like? Because this is freaking me out, man. I haven't been here before, but it's Wilbur Hall, right? Wilbur Hall?